6 o'clock in the morning, Sunday, April 14th, 1912. The fifth morning aboard Titanic, dawn breaks over the Atlantic. The sky is clear, brilliant actually. The sea is calm, unnaturally calm like glass. The air is cold, bitterly cold. The temperature is dropping steadily. Yesterday at 7 p.m., 43 degrees Fahrenheit. This morning, closer to 33 degrees. It's a clear sign they're approaching the ice region. Cold air means ice nearby. Everyone knows this. But today is Sunday, a day of rest. Worship, the last day of peace. 10:30 in the morning, church service in the first-class dining saloon. Captain Edward John Smith presides. It's traditional. The captain leads religious services aboard passenger liners. Passengers gather. First class in the main dining saloon, second class in their library, third class in the general room, all observing the Sabbath together. The congregation joins, voices raised in worship. Eternal Father, strong to save, the Navy hymn, the hymn that asks God to protect those in peril on the sea. Nobody knows they're praying for protection they won't receive. Throughout Sunday, ice warnings arrive. Routine expected for April, 9 a.m. Coronia reports ice and icebergs. 1:42 p.m. Baltic reports icebergs at specific coordinates. 1:45 p.m. America reports passing icebergs. 7:30 p.m. Californian reports being stopped by ice. Officers note the warnings. They're aware ice is ahead. The positions are marked on charts discussed among the bridge crew, but there's no change in course, no reduction in speed. Titanic maintains 22.5 knots near full speed, standard practice for a clear night. If you can see ice, you can avoid it. The lookouts will spot bergs in time. The ship can maneuver around them. Nothing to worry about. I'm Keith Conrad, and this is Sidequests. In this episode, we're continuing our look at the Titanic Disaster. Not just what happened, but why it happened, and what it tells us about hubris, inequality, and the illusions we tell ourselves. 7:30 p.m. Sunday evening, the last formal dinner aboard Titanic. In the first-class dining saloon, 10 courses. Oysters, soup, fish, multiple meat courses, elaborate desserts. The orchestra plays, Wallace Hartley conducting, light classical pieces. Conversation is animated. This is the last formal dinner before arrival. Next Tuesday, New York, but the temperature is dropping noticeably. 7 p.m., 43 degrees. 7:30 p.m., 39 degrees. 9 p.m., 33 degrees freezing. By the evening, passengers who venture on deck don't stay long. It's bitterly cold. Breath visible. Faces stinging. They return inside quickly. Captain Smith is dining with first-class passengers, the Wideners, the Thayers, an elegant affair. He's charming, telling sea stories. 40 years of experience translated into entertaining anecdotes. Around 8:30, he excuses himself. Checks with officers on the bridge. Everything is normal. In the wireless room, Jack Phillips is exhausted. The heavy traffic, passenger messages piling up, social greetings, business updates. By the word charges adding up, now at 10:30 p.m., they're finally in range of Cape Race, Newfoundland. Phillips can send the backlog, clear the queue, get caught up. 9:40 p.m., the SS Mesaba sends a detailed warning. The most crucial of the day, an extensive ice field directly in Titanic's path. Exact coordinates. Describing massive pack ice and icebergs, but Phillips is busy transmitting passenger messages to Cape Race, earning money for the Marconi Company. He puts the Mesaba warning aside. He'll deliver it to the bridge later, when he finishes Cape Race traffic. He never does. He forgets it, overwhelmed with work, exhausted. The message never reaches Captain Smith, never influences decisions. 11 p.m., the SS Californian sends a final warning. She's stopped, surrounded by ice. Cyril Evans, Californian's operator, calls Titanic, "Say, old man, we are stopped and surrounded by ice." Phillips, mid-transmission, is frustrated. The signal interrupts him. He responds, shut up, I'm busy. I'm working Cape Race." The rebuke is effective. Evans turns off his wireless, goes to bed. It's after 11 p.m. His shift is over. Californian's wireless goes silent just 40 minutes before disaster. If the wireless had stayed on, if Evans had remained at his post for one more hour, Californian could have coordinated rescue immediately, could have helped within an hour. 11:30 p.m., Phillips is still clearing Cape Race traffic.
All during that fatal day, the sea had been like glass, an unusual occurrence for that time of the year. Not that that caused any great worry. Again, there had been an extremely mild winter in the Arctic, owing to which ice from the ice cap and glaciers had broken away in phenomenal quantities. And official reports say that never before or since has there been known to be such quantities of icebergs, growlers, field ice, and float ice stretching down with the Labrador Current. Charles Lightoller, second officer.
11:39 p.m. The Crow's Nest. Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee, 2 hours into their watch, 50 feet above the deck, 100 feet above the waterline, scanning the horizon, watching the darkness. They have no binoculars. The key to the locker is missing. Second Officer Blair was transferred at Southampton and took it with him, so they rely on eyes alone, trained but limited by darkness, by human vision. The night is perfectly clear, brilliant stars, new moon, it's darker than usual, no moonlight, just starlight. The temperature is 32 degrees, freezing, their breath visible, the wind, created by the ship's speed, is bitterly cold, and the sea is glass, perfectly calm, no waves. Normally waves breaking against icebergs reveal them. White foam, visible even in darkness. Tonight there are no waves. Icebergs will be invisible until you're very close. They scan methodically, left to right to left. Nothing, just stars, darkness. 11:39. Frederick Fleet sees something, a dark mass ahead, slightly to starboard, blocking out stars near the horizon, straining his eyes, trying to identify, is it real? Is it just darkness? The shape solidifies, growing large. Definitely there, definitely real. Iceberg, dead ahead. His hand grabs the bell rope. 3 bells, the signal object ahead. Simultaneously, he grabs the telephone to the bridge. 6th Officer James Moody answers, Fleet's voice calm but urgent. Iceberg right ahead. 1st Officer William Murdoch is already moving. He heard the bells. He knows what 3 bells means. Hard to starboard. The order to turn the ship to port, away from the iceberg. Full astern, reversing the engines, trying to stop the ship. The ship begins to respond, but she's massive. 882 feet long, she needs time. Distance, the iceberg is coming, the ship is turning. Will there be enough time? 500 yards away, 400, 300. The bow is swinging to port. The turn is working, but the ship is still moving forward. Momentum carries her 200 yards, 150. The bow may clear, but the starboard side, the right side, is moving directly toward the iceberg. Murdoch watches. Realization hits. They're going to hit. 11:40 p.m. Exactly. Contact. Sound is surprisingly gentle. Not a dramatic crash. A grinding, a scraping, like metal dragging across stone. A prolonged tearing sound. For 10 seconds, the iceberg scrapes along the starboard side, below the waterline, forcing plates apart, popping rivets, creating openings where water can flood in. Then silence. The iceberg has passed. The ship continues. Slowing now. Engines reversed. Passengers feel different things. On upper decks, first and second class, high above the waterline, people feel a slight jar, like the ship brushed something. A tremor, a hesitation, nothing alarming. Many don't even wake up.
As I read in the quietness of the night, broken only by the muffled sound that came to me through the ventilators of stewards talking and moving along the corridors, when nearly all the passengers were in their cabins, some asleep in bed, others undressing, and others only just down from the smoking room and still discussing many things, there came what seemed to me nothing more than an extra heave of the engines and a more than usually obvious dancing motion of the mattress on which I sat. Lawrence Beasley, second-class passenger.
In the forward areas, closer to the bow, third class, people feel more pronounced grinding. A scraping sound, the hull shuddering, noticeable, concerning. But throughout the ship, the reaction is initially calm. Curious, maybe, but not alarmed. Did we hit something? Just some ice, I think. Nothing to worry about. Go back to sleep.
The sensation, to me, was as if the ship had been seized by a giant hand and shaken once, twice, then stopped dead in its course. That is to say, there was a long backward jerk, followed by a shorter forward one. I was not thrown out of my berth, and my husband staggered on his feet only slightly. We heard no strange sounds, no rending of plates and woodwork. Charlotte Collier, second-class passenger.
Many passengers refuse to leave their cabins. Too cold on deck. The ship is unsinkable. Everyone knows this. Whatever happened, the ship can handle it. On the forward well deck, passengers gather. There's ice, chunks of it, scattered where the berg scraped past. People touch it, pick up pieces, make snowballs. The atmosphere is playful, novelty, not danger. Stewards move through corridors, knocking on doors. Put on your life belts and come up to the boat deck. The tone varies. Some stewards are casual, just a precaution, nothing serious. Others are more urgent. Many passengers are confused.
"Send the call for assistance," ordered the captain, barely putting his head in the door. "What call should I send?" Phillips asked. "The Regulation International call for help. Just that." Then the captain was gone. Phillips began to send CQD. He flashed away at it, and we joked while he did so. All of us made light of the disaster. I cut in with a little remark that made us all laugh, including the captain. "Send SOS," I said. "It's the new call, and it may be your last chance to send it."
Harold Bride making light of the situation but still getting to work immediately. Responses come quickly. Frankfurt. "What is the matter with you?" Carpathia. "Shall I tell my captain? Do you require assistance?" Phillips urgent. "Yes, come at once. We've struck a berg." The Carpathia operator runs to Captain Arthur Rostron, wakes him, tells him. Rostron doesn't hesitate, immediately orders the ship turned around. Carpathia's position 58 miles southeast of Titanic, full speed, 14 knots maximum, time to arrival 3.5 to 4 hours, but Titanic has maybe 90 minutes left. Carpathia can't arrive in time to save the ship, only survivors in lifeboats. If there are survivors. 12:25 a.m. On the boat deck, the first lifeboat is swung out over the side. Boat 7, starboard side, capacity 65 people. Officers are calling the women and children first, but passengers are reluctant. The ship seems stable, solid, lights are on, everything looks normal. The lifeboats, by contrast, look terrifying. A 70-foot drop to the ocean, dangling from ropes in the darkness, freezing water below. It seems safer to stay on the ship. Boat 7 is launched at 12:40 a.m. 28 people aboard, capacity 65, 37 empty spaces. The pattern repeats. Boat after boat launched partially full, over 1,000 empty lifeboat spaces. Discipline is holding, no rush yet, no panic. Officers are controlling the crowds. Men obey, they step aside, help women into boats. Social order and chivalry maintaining itself even as the ship dies. Husbands kiss wives goodbye, fathers lift children. Stay behind, waving, smiling, reassuring. But social order is fragmenting. First class first, second class waiting, third class. Crew trying to help them navigate the maze of corridors. But language barriers, confusion, delay that will prove deadly. The band plays on the boat deck. Wallace Hartley conducting ragtime waltzes, trying to keep people calm, maintaining civilization even as everything falls apart. The ship is settling. The bow is visibly lower now. Water is reaching the forward well deck, the deck where passengers played with ice chunks 45 minutes ago. Now it's flooding. The angle is subtle but growing. Some passengers notice. The ship is tipping forward. The time is 12:45 a.m. 65 minutes since impact. Andrew's estimate, an hour to 90 minutes total, meaning 25 to 55 minutes left. There are 20 lifeboats. Only 8 have been launched. 12 remain. Officers work desperately, loading boats, launching them, calling for women, pleading, ordering, anything to get people off the ship. The band plays on, trying to keep people calm, trying to maintain civilization. Stewards continue through corridors, waking passengers who are still asleep, knocking on doors, urging. Thomas Andrews continues his rounds, opening stateroom doors, knowing most will die. Engineers stay below, keeping generators running, keeping lights on, giving everyone on deck every possible minute to evacuate. Jack Phillips taps away in the wireless room. CQD SOS. Position status. Come quickly, we are sinking. Captain Smith stands on the bridge, watching his ship die, watching the evacuation proceed too slowly, knowing they won't get everyone off, knowing over 1,000 will die. The mathematics are brutal, the physics are inexorable, the time is running out. Titanic it's sinking. The evacuation continues. Too slow, too late. Not enough boats, not enough time. Next time, the final hour, the bow submerges, the stern rises, the ship breaks apart, and 1,517 people die in the freezing Atlantic. For premium subscribers, we examine the split-second decisions. Should Murdoch have rammed the Iceberg head-on instead of turning? What if Phillips had received the detailed Masaba warning? What if Evans on Californian had stayed awake for just 40 more minutes? And the stories of those who stayed at their posts, the engineers, the postal clerks, the band. Visit newsidequest.com to hear the extended version.